Hello, thank you for joining me for Hermione's Everyday Socks tutorial knit along. And last time we turned the heel and we picked up stitches. So this time we're doing the gusset. So we have markers to show us where the decreases are going to be. So we need to follow the pattern for the textured repeat on the top, but then we're going to just do plain on the bottom. If you check your pattern here, you will see that it's plain down here, just knit, stitch, and then you've got the pattern at the top. So as well as decreasing, we're also going to be following the pattern there, something to look out for. So we're back onto our main colour, if you had a different colour for your heel. And we are going to, first of all, we finished off last time 2 stitches before our marker, and we are going to slip, slip, knit first of all. So we're going to slip, slip, take that left needle through and knit those 2 together. That's our first decrease, and then slip your marker over. The last row was the first row, so this is going to be the second row, so we are just going to knit this row all the way across to that marker. What we're going to do with these decreases, they're always on the heel part. We're never taking stitches from the top part that goes across the top of your foot. We're always taking it from these extra stitches that we picked up at the bottom. So if you get confused and you think, oh, should I be decreasing before the marker or after the marker, it's always at the bottom of the foot where the extra stitches are that we need to decrease. So we're just going to go straight across here. Let's hope I only record this one once. I don't want to repeat of the other one. So this is the second row of the pattern, just knitting across. And then when we come to the marker, we're just going to slip it straight over to the other side. So I'm just going to move that one over. And then on this side we're going to knit 2 together. So just those first 2 stitches. Ooh, the stitch marker's a bit big really for socks, I need to find another one. So we're just going to knit those first 2 stitches together, and that's another decrease for us, so we're reducing those stitches already. And then knit till end. So we're just going to knit around this bottom part of the foot until we get to the stitch marker again on the other side. So nice and easy, this part. So we're going to keep doing these decreases until our 84, which is now 82 stitches, get back down to the 64 we started with. This is where we start to see how our heel looks in the contrast, because it's all going to start taking shape following on from it. And this is where it starts to look like a sock, another tube. Now it's changed direction. So we're just whizzing along here. Until we get to this marker, and then we'll see what we do for the next row. Okay, to stop 3 stitches before the marker again, and we are going to knit these 2 together. I'm just going to knit those 2 stitches together, knit the next one, slip that marker, and then, oops, it's all getting tangled up in my little bits. So once we slip the marker, then we need to do across the top in pattern, and we're on row 3, so we need to knit 1, extra one there, knit 1, purl 1, then knit 2. So we're going to one, purl 1, oops, that's the purl 1, then in effect it's knit 3, isn't it? So it's knit 3, purl 1, 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 oops, knit 3, and purl 1, 1, last one is purl 1, knit 2 for the end, slip marker, and then we need to slip knit. Sorry, knit 1, slip marker, knit 1, then slip, knit, and then carry on knitting all the way to the marker again. So we're going to go all the way around. This part is like concentrate, relax. This is the relax part. Obviously with the decreases you're getting less stitches each time, so it's not going to take you so long to do a round as you go. You get back to your 64 stitches. The hashtag on Instagram is simply knitcow if you want to put your pictures on there, or take a look at what other people have been doing. Encourage all the other new knitters. There's some great projects and yeah, some lovely socks, some really lovely yarn has been put up there. So I love to see them. It's nice to see, especially if you've been commenting to me. It's really nice to see how your socks are coming along. So this time we're going to go all the way up to the marker, because on the next round it's just going to be straight round. So we're going to be doing a decrease round and then a non-decrease round. So it's every other round you'll be decreasing, and then there'll be a break. It's not every round. So that's how it's going to continue. So I shall do another round with you. So we've just done row 3. So this row is row 4. So it's a knit round. So this literally is a complete knit round. It's round, it's knit. How many different ways can I say it? So yeah, just going to knit all the way around, and then I should do another decrease round with you, and then I shall just leave you the instructions underneath and let you carry on. I'm sure you'll be fine. As I say, you're just doing those 2 decreases every other round, and just remembering to follow your pattern, what row you're on. So as a recap, we are on row 4 on this round. That's why it's a knit round. Let me know as well what yarn you're using and what you think of it, because I always like to use different yarn. What you think of it, how it feels knitting, how you think that it looks, if you think it's going to be nice and soft or not. I will say, if they don't feel ever so soft, don't worry at this stage, because in my experience socks get softer with washing and wearing. And yeah, if they are a bit itchy, for me, I find if I just soak them in normal fabric conditioner obviously one that you know you're not sensitive to, then that does soften them up. So if, because of the high wool content of them, if they can be a bit scratchy around your ankles, that I think that gives it a coating. There is proper wool wash and things that you can use, and it's probably because it doesn't give it that coating that it's supposed to be better, because wool is supposed to breathe. I'm not somebody who really knows about that sort of thing, but if you want to look into, do some of your own research, if you want to use wool wash, then I'm sure there's things on the internet so you can find out about that and find out the options for washing. I know a lot of people only hand wash their socks. Obviously some sock yarn you have to hand wash. Most of the sock yarn you can machine wash. I machine all my socks on a wool wash, and they've all been fine. As I say, they do state that they can be machine washed, the ones that go in, but the choice is absolutely yours. Obviously they're small, so they don't take a lot of hand washing, but I just generally, because I've got sweaters and things as well, I don't tend to hand wash anything. I just do a wool wash and just put them all in there. As I say, everything's been fine, but they probably do last longer if you hand wash them. But I really don't like hand washing, and it would put me off. It would take some of the enjoyment from it for me if I had to. So I'm just coming up to my marker again, so I need to stop 3 stitches before the marker, because we need to do a decrease row, because that was a straight knit row. So I'll just mark off on my chart that was row 4, so I don't get confused where I am on there. So on this first one we are doing knit 2 together. So when you do the first decrease is a knit 2 together. Those first 2 stitches become 1. Knit the next one, pass the marker over. We're now back on row 1, so we need to knit 3, and purl 1. That didn't go very well. I was looking in to see what the camera was doing instead of looking at my knitting. I do envy these people that don't look when they knit. I am somebody that has to look. Oh, right, 1, 2, 3. I think I've gone wrong here. 3, purl, 1, 2, 3, yeah. Purl. 2, 3. Purl. 1, 2, 3. Oops. Purl. 1, 2, 3. Purl. Actually, the way it's working out, she says, trying to count and speak, is that the straight row is always going to be a knit row, isn't it? And the decrease row is always going to be a patterned row. So that's going to help remembering what's what. Knit 3. Purl. Knit 3. Knit 3. Purl. Slip marker, and then we knit 1, then it's slip, slip, knit, and put that left needle in and knit those together. I really want to get another stitch mark because this one's way too big and getting in the way. And then we just knit all the way around. Back to that beginning point. And then the next row is going to be just a knit round row. So as I say, this is going to take a while and it's very repetitive. So I'm just going to put the instructions so it's clearer down below. And so if you just make sure you know what pattern repeat you are for the top. As I say, when it's a knit row, the whole thing's just knit. When it's a decrease row, then you need to do the pattern. So I recommend, you've seen my patterns or a spare piece of paper or something, but I always got loads of marks on, telling myself exactly where I am and what I'm doing, and that's what I recommend you do. Write down the instructions from down below yourself and then mark off which number row you're doing, so you stay with it. And then when you get to 64 stitches, you just need to carry on with those stitches doing your pattern repeat, but just keep the stitch markers in because you need to be, what's that in there? Keep those stitch markers in because you need to know where the pattern is and where your main is. I'm just slipping that over because I'm going into the next round. So I am leaving you on round 2 of the pattern. So if you mark that down as your starting point for going solo, so when you pick up doing the decrease rows on your own, you know that the next round, the next decrease that you start on your own is going to be row 3. That is going to be your starting point. So good luck. I'm sure you'll be fine. As I say, write it all down. That's the key to keep knowing where you are. And I shall see you when you get to the toes. So I shall write this down so it's clear underneath. So don't panic. You will know exactly what you're doing. As I say, there's just 2 decreases and a little bit of pattern at the top. That's all you're doing. So take care, happy knitting, and I shall see you next time. Thanks for joining me. It's been fun. Bye for now.